details regarding the standoff Dakota News Now first showed you yesterday here at 11. It's our top story today at 11. Police say Ronald Dietrich was arrested after surrendering to police near 12th and Western. The incident began earlier that morning when a woman in the area noticed a man looking into her window and told someone else in the residence. When confronted outside, the suspect pulled out a gun and made threats to the two victims before leaving. One of the victims recognized the suspect and reported the incident to police. Nearly 2 hours later, officers saw Dietrich outside a room at a motel. He then ran inside and a standoff ensued. Dietrich surrendered without incident about 2 hours later. When officers searched the room, they discovered the weapon was a BB gun. Dietrich faces 2 counts of simple assault.